first search, and BFS stands for breadth first search. These algorithms, we need these algorithms to calculate any function on a graph or on a tree, like in this example. But before I tell you about these two algorithms, I would like to tell you about two data structures. They are stack and queue. What is a stack? A stack is a structure which has two operations, push and pull. Every time we push an element to stack, we put it to the top of the stack, and every time we pull an element from stack, we take it from the top. So let's say, let's take a look at this example. Push A, push B, pull, push C, pull. After the first operation, the stack will look like this. A at the top of the stack and the rest elements. After we pushed B, it will look like this. B is at the top of the stack and A is the second. After we pull B, and it will look like this. A at the top again. B is not in stack anymore. After we push C, the stack will look like this. C, A. And after we pull C, it will look like this again. The queue is a data structure which contains also only two operations, push and pull. But every time we push an element, we push it to the back of the queue, not to the front. Let's say in initial state our queue is empty. After we push an element A, it will look like this. We pushed an element to a queue. After we pushed B, it will look like this. We push it here. After we pull an element, we will pull this element. So it will look like this. B. Now B is the only element in the queue. After we push C, we push it here. And the queue will look like this. And after we pull the element, we will pull B. And the queue will look like this. Let's start with BFS, breadth first search. Let me give you one of the most common implementations of BFS. In this example, our function B will be very simple. It just prints its argument x. The first thing we need to do is to push our root element to the queue, to any queue. And while this queue is non-empty, we will repeat the next operation. for every child of element, we will do the same, do the next thing. Push child. So let's take a look at this example. The first thing we do is we put a element to Q. Now Q has only one element. After that, we pull this A element and print it. Now the Q is empty. But after that, we push all the elements of all the children of A to our Q. And our Q will look like this: B, C, and D. Then we go here and pull the B element and print it. Now our Q looks like this, and we add E and F elements to our Q. After that, we go in here and pull C and print it. And we want to add all the children of C, but C has no children. So we're going back here again and pull D, print it, and add all its children to Q, which is G. Okay, after that we go here, we pull the E element, print it, add all its children to Q, but E has no children. And we're doing the same thing for F, print F. F has no children. And now the only element in our Q is G. We pull G, print it, and add. Now our Q is empty, and we add all the children of G, which are H and I. After that, we repeat the separation for F, for H, print it. H has no children, so we do not push anything to Q. We print I. I has no children. Our Q is empty. And we exit this cycle, and BFS stops working. So this is the result of this function for this tree. Okay, so we printed all the letters with BFS algorithm in alphabetical order. Okay, so now, so we have an implementation for BFS, and how to implement DFS if we have this implementation for BFS. It is really, really easy. We just need to change Q everywhere for stack. Okay, how is it gonna work? First of all, we push an element A to stack. Now our stack looks like this. Okay, we print it. Sorry, we pull it from stack. Now our stack look like this. We print our element, and we add all the children of elements of all the children of A to stack. We add B, C, and D, and after that our stack will look like this: D, C, B. Our stack is non-empty. We pull D, print it, and add all the children of D to our stack, and it will look like this. Our stack is still not empty. We pull the top element and print it, and add all its children to stack, H and I. Stack is non-empty. We pull I, print it, and add all its children to stack, but I has no children, so we're not adding anything. We're not pushing anything. We print H. H has no children elements as well, and our stack looks like this. After that, we print C. Trying to add its children, but it has no children. But our stack is still not empty, so we print. We take the first element, B, print it, and add elements E and F. We pull F, print it, we cannot add its children because it has no children. We take E. E has no children as well. And that's it. Our stack is empty. And we completed the execution of this function. So as you can see, these two implementations of depth first search and breadth first search are very similar, very similar, because but the only differences between them is that we use different kinds of structures, stack and queue. Actually, as you may know, depth first search has a less complicated implementation, and it looks like this: DFS, root, F, F, root. This implementation is much easier to read, but it is a recursive implementation. So if the depth of this search is very huge, we can have a stack overflow exception. And this implementation will print our letters like this: A, B, E, F, C, D, G, H, I. The order is not the same. Why? Because in the previous implementation we moved from here to here, from right to left. In this implementation we're moving from left to right. But still these two implementations are implementations of depth first search. In this video I would like to show you that these two searches, these two algorithms are very, very close, and its implementation could be very, very close, and we can look at this difference as we look at the differences between the difference between stack and queue, these two data structures. Thank you for watching this video.